Hi and welcome, it's Ollie here at the Crafty Whisk. Following on from my unboxing of the Uniquely Creative Create and Colour Kit in February, I promised you I was going to do an experiment with foiling. Now the cut apart sheet on the left is the one that normally foils very well. The one on the right is the one that comes in the Secret Fairy Garden Kit. You always need to brush off the image that you are foiling as well as the back side of the foil, just so that you don't have any stray, in my case, cat fur, dust. It's all the enemy of foil. The foil that I'm using here is from Deco Foil. I can't quite remember the name of it. I think it's one of their shattered glass ones. I end up not actually liking this one, and you'll see why in a moment. It wasn't good for this particular application. For other applications, it would be really good, but for sentiments, not so much. I'm also using my mini Minc Heiddi Swapp foiling machine. I find it works much better than a laminator. I know laminators are a lot cheaper, but laminators only provide heat, whereas the Minc foiling machines provide heat and pressure rollers at the same time. So you end up with a much better foiled finish. It's worth the investment if you are going to be doing foiling. I was not happy at all with the laminating foiling that I had been doing. It was very hit and miss. You couldn't adjust the temperature and you couldn't have any pressure. With the mini Minc machine and the larger one, you can adjust the heat, which is very important for different foils. You just need to experiment with the different foils, different companies, to see what works best. I generally find that the number 3 is perfect. Sometimes you just need to run it through twice. Now with all foiling, or I shouldn't say all, most foiling, you need to wait for it to cool down before you actually do the reveal. I was a bit impatient here and I started doing it while it was still hot. It didn't affect it, except for at the top. So it's okay, I just ran it through again, but already I'm not happy with what the result was anyway, because you can't actually read the writing. So a plain foil would have done a lot better. And I'll show you that in a moment. But running it through again just makes sure that that top edge does get covered. So this is the reveal once it's cold. And you can see it's actually really hard to read. It's not the foil's fault. It was the type of foil that I used for this particular application wasn't correct. So I'm just grabbing another one of their cut apart sheets, which foils, and I'm just using a Heiddi Swapp or a Minc gold foil, gold flat foil. And you'll see that this gives a much better result. To cut my foil, I normally just use a rotary cutter. The one I have on hand here is just from my Cricut set of tools. Any rotary cutter is fine. Or you can use scissors, but I just find scissors a little bit awkward. It's much easier to whip around with a rotary cutter. So you put the pretty side up against the item that you're foiling, and you pop it into the special little pouch that comes with the Minc machines. You can buy them separately, or once they get really manky and old, you can just use a piece of parchment paper and then fold that. And keep all the little scraps of foil, because you never know when you need just a little bit of foil. So while that one's going through, I'm just going to prepare the one that came with the Secret Fairy Garden Kit. It doesn't feel like it's the same quality as their usual cut apart sheets. I don't know if that's just for this February kit or if it's going to be standard. Time will tell with that. Even if it doesn't foil, it's not a huge loss. You can still use it. Use glossy accents or something like that to make it pop a little bit. So I'll just pop that one through, and I can already see this is foiled brilliantly, as you can see by the indents. So now that it's cold, I'll do the reveal. See how beautiful that one is? Absolutely stunning. Now don't get rid of the foiling sheet I've just taken off. I'll show you what you can do with that. So the flat gold was much better than the shattered glass. There's nothing wrong with Deco Foil, just this particular colour foil didn't work in this application. So with this excess foil, or the foil that we didn't use for that one, in a minute I'll show you. Now this is the one that came with the kit. It doesn't foil. It's not on toner card. That's okay. So with the excess foil, we just need a piece of toner card, which is basically just card that has been run through a toner printer in black. You can try and do it yourself, but I found that you don't get the really blackness that you get with the cards that come from Deco Foil. Other companies make it as well. Crafty Critter make them. Lots of companies make them. Or you can go to your local stationery store like Officeworks here in Australia and ask them to print out a black piece of card or a white piece of card with black toner ink, and they will do it for you. So I've just popped the residual foil on top of the toner card, and we're going to get the opposite effect of what we got before. So was this a failed experiment? No, I think we actually learnt something here. You have to use toner card in order to do toner foiling. And Uniquely Creative with their sentiment strips normally are on a toner card. In this instance it wasn't, but we don't actually waste the foil because it just doesn't foil, so just put it back in your stash. I'm getting impatient here again. I need it to cool down. So I just put a few things away while it's trying to cool down. It cools down very quickly. All right, you ready for the big reveal? There you go. All we are left with is a clear plastic sheet, and all that gold is down on the toner card, and now you can use that however you want to use it. Sorry about the glare, it is very shiny as you can see. I hope you like this little experiment. I think it was worth its weight in gold. We'll see you next time. Remember to click subscribe and like and share. We'll see you later.